Hi everyone, I'm back again to go through some more of my favorite retiring products. As you know, right now our current catalogue, the holiday catalogue, is coming to an end. Oops, bumped the camera, that's not good. And it finishes up on the 3rd of January. It's this one here. I need to move over to get that for you. There's lots and lots of cool, beautiful things in here, a lot of which are on sale. The items that are retiring, a lot of them are on sale, so it's definitely worth checking out the list. It's on my blog, it's also on the Stampin'Up, it's on the online store, and it's also on the Stampin'Up website, so you'll be able to find what's retiring just by heading to any of those places, or give me a call or send me a message, any of those things. So today I'm focusing on a few more of my favourite things that are actually leaving from this catalogue. The first one I wanted to show you is the Merry Medley stamp set. This one is a background stamp, so it's one of those great big ones. Just a tip about using these. I find it's easier if I want to ink up a background or something like that, because it does cover a whole card front. I find it easier to ink my stamp up and then actually lay my cardstock down on the stamp rather than trying to lay my cardstock down and put my stamp onto here. You get a better image if you lay it down. Okay, and then I would put a sheet of paper over it if I had a dark coloured ink and rub it all over so that I get good contact all over there with the stamp. That way you won't get any patchy areas. That works pretty much 100% of the time, let's say 95% just to be safe, okay? But it is a beautiful stamp set. I have heard of people cutting them up and actually using them as individual stamps. Personally, I'm actually happy with it as it is, and if I just wanted a small section, I could stamp that and then cut out that bit. So completely up to you, of course, how you decide you want to do with this. I really like it as it is. I've just got a couple of samples of cards I've done here. This one is the stamp, I used Versamark clear ink, and then I embossed it in white on a real red cardstock background, and then added my greeting. So really simple card, but really effective. I love this look. It also works really well, I don't have anything to show you, but really well for chalkboard. So white ink on black looks fantastic. I've seen a few of those around about. This one I embossed, I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can. This one is embossed in copper, on copper foil paper, and you have to be a little bit careful that you don't buckle your paper. You move it quickly, you don't stay in one spot for too long, but it actually comes up really beautiful. I hope you can see how nice that is. This is also on my blog and on the header of my Facebook page, because it's been my favourite card this year. It works so well with the copper. So that's the Merry Medley background stamp, and that one is coming to an end. Another one that's coming to an end is the Greetings from Santa stamp set. So this one, I have found I have my favourites in amongst these. I've used the stars quite a bit. I've used this greeting, Happy Christmas to all and to all a good night. That's actually a really lovely greeting, and the Merry Christmas. So there's the Merry Christmas there on a card. And I also, you can see I also use the reindeer. I've stamped in here in the red. I just did a bit of a watercolour wash in grey in the background and a circle. And then the green tree is this tree here. I really love the shape of this little tree. I found this a really useful set that I've been able to use lots of different ways. Here's another one here where I've done little trees. This one's stamped off to be lighter. I've used the Merry Christmas greeting across the middle here, a little bit of watercolour wash, which has been a bit of a thing for me lately, and also the star from the same set. That worked really well. The paper is also retiring. That's the Presents and Pine Cones Designer Series paper. That's marked down. I hope I'm giving you the right price. I'll put it in the comments below if I'm not. I think it's $15.40. It was $19.25, so it's 20% off. Now this Detailed Santa Thinlit die is not retiring, so don't get too excited that it's coming. Don't panic that it's coming to an end. It's going to carry over, but I just wanted to show you I've used that same greeting, the Happy Christmas to all and to all a good night, down the bottom of this card, along with some washi tape. It looks really, really professional, just such a nice, clear and easy to use greeting. So this is another great set that's finishing up. And then this set. Now this one, the Tin of Tags, is, I would call this the sleeper of the catalogue, because at the beginning it was sort of something that it's on the same page as the Tin of Tags project kit, even though they're separate items. And I looked at this and went, oh yeah, if I get the kit, which of course I did, I'll get the tin to go with it, the stamp set to go with it. This stamp set has been, I've gone crazy. It's just been absolutely fantastic. So many different ways you can use it. The last video that I put up, you might have noticed I had some what looked like leaves all the way around the edges of my page. It was actually the little spiky bits of the snowflake, which looked fantastic around my card. I've got a few others to show you here. So there's the snowflake. Once again, that was my favourite stamp in the set, can you tell? And I just embossed it in white, and I've sponged my colour over the top. And I've put a greeting from the same set, the Joy to the World, down the bottom here. Exactly the same card, more or less, but in different colour. So I've got one in Crumb Cake, and the base colour on this one is Pool Party. Okay, so really, really comes up beautifully. This one, I embossed the snowflake in white and then did a watercolour wash with an aqua pen straight over the top, and then used the Joy to the World sentiment also from the set as my sentiment on the card. Same again, just a different look. I've got my white snowflakes embossed in white, watercolour wash. The colour here is Dapper Denim, which I really like, this colour, and I've used a different stamp from the same set, Making Spirits Bright for my words, and a little bit of the Silver Glimmer ribbon, which is also retiring out the side there. And this is something just really different. This card I cased or copied from Paula Dobson. She had something really similar. I've just doodled freehand some lines with my Project Life journaling pens, because they're nice and thin. Just did some lines, and then I added this tiny little, isn't he so cute, light bulb. He's a little bit bigger in real life. The little light bulb set. And I just added in red and green light bulbs all over my, it's so easy. This is a 1-layer 5-minute card, so easy. And I've just added a little bit of ribbon for an effect here, and the Making Spirits Bright from the same stamp set. I love the font they've used with all these greetings. I just think it's so versatile. The other thing I think is fantastic about this is it's not just for Christmas, because you've got lots of words that will work at other times, like With Love, This Is For You, what else? Go Ahead, Tear It Open, Surprise, Special Delivery, All Wrapped Up. All these don't have to be Christmas. There's only a couple that actually relate really directly to Christmas. So I think this is a great stamp set for all year round. Also, these little garlands of stars, I've done a couple of cards with those, and they look fantastic. So that's the third set I wanted to try to show you. Just wanted to show you really, really quickly how I got this effect. Where is it? This one here with the snowflakes. I've got a piece of, this is the same colour, so this is exactly what I started with both cards, but you can see it's a lot more dramatic with this. This is Island Indigo, the colour that I've added. So I've embossed my snowflakes with white. You can either use white ink and white embossing powder, or Versamark clear ink with white embossing powder, but you need your embossing powder to be white to get this same effect, because then we're going to add a little bit of drama by adding ourselves a dark colour. In this case, Island Indigo. I love the way Island Indigo and Pool Party look together. So the Pool Party is the lighter colour, the Island Indigo is the dark, and it looks really great. Just take a sponge. I'm just looking to see if I have another sponge. No, this one will do. I've used it for a different colour, but that's okay. I'll just use the side. And then you actually start in the middle of your snowflake and just rub around. I don't know if you can see that. And the more dramatic you want it, the more inking you do. Doesn't matter if it's not completely in the middle. And then you just keep going over all your different snowflakes. So easy. And actually very satisfying to watch the colour come through. One thing that is really important though is when you get to the end of your snowflake sponging, you really want to go back with a tissue and polish them off, because what can happen is some of the blue ink sits. I haven't got a tissue handy, so I'll just use a bit of sponge that's not been inked. But you want to go back and actually make sure that you get any blue ink that's sitting on top of the white embossing, and that'll actually make them come up much more dramatic and more bright. So you should be able to see how that came together. Really easy to do, but it's a lot of fun actually, and it's not hard. Quick and easy technique that you can use. anytime. It's called Emboss Resist if you want to go looking for any other tutorials on different ways you can use this great technique. I hope you've enjoyed that. I just wanted to show you those few today. This is part 2. If you want to see some other stamps that I showed off in the first one, then go looking for part 1. It's on my YouTube channel, and please stop by again. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.